This session focuses on intentionally designing social presence in online courses. As faculty transition into digital teaching, we must move beyond simply replicating the traditional classroom online. Instead, we must design learning environments that foster connection, trust, and engagement. Social presence is foundational to student motivation and persistence. When students feel seen, heard, and supported, they are more likely to remain engaged and complete the course. Our goal today is to explore practical, evidence-based strategies that can be applied in higher education contexts. Social presence refers to the perception of feeling seen and connected in an online environment. In traditional classrooms, presence is naturally established through physical proximity, eye contact, and spontaneous interaction. In online environments, however, presence must be intentionally designed. Online learning includes two key types of social interaction: learner-instructor and learner-learner interaction. These interactions can be formal, such as discussion questions, or informal, such as virtual cafes. They can be also synchronous, happening in real time, or asynchronous, occurring over time. As instructors, we must carefully choose the type and mode of interaction that aligns with our learning objectives. Research demonstrates that strong social interaction increases learner motivation, satisfaction, and learning outcomes. When students experience meaningful interaction with instructors and peers, they are more likely to persist in the course and feel confident in their ability to succeed. Without intentional design, students may feel isolated, confused, and disengaged. In online learning, unclear expectations and poor communication can quickly lead to frustration. By intentionally designing social presence, we reduce isolation and create a structured, supportive learning environment that enhances engagement across cognitive, emotional, behavioral, and social dimensions. Technology shapes the context of social interaction. Our LMS platforms, such as Canvas, Moodle, or Google Classroom, provide discussion forums, announcements, rubrics, and messaging tools that support presence. In addition, tools like Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams meetings allow synchronous interaction, while WhatsApp or Microsoft Teams messaging may provide informal communication spaces. In low bandwidth environments, voice notes, downloadable resources, and SMS messaging can be more effective than long video sessions. The key is aligning the technology with the learning objective and ensuring accessibility for all students. Before designing social interactions in online courses, we must first understand student characteristics. Learner characteristics significantly influence how students engage with the content, instructors, and peers. Factors such as age, prior knowledge, cultural background, technological familiarity, and learning preferences all shape how students participate in social interactions. Some learners prefer collaborative engagement, while others may feel more comfortable independently. Cultural norms may influence whether students feel comfortable speaking up, challenging ideas, or sharing personal experiences. When we design online courses without considering these characteristics, we risk creating barriers to engagement. Social presence must be responsive to who our learners are, not just what we are teaching. In our specific context, understanding Ethiopian learner characteristics becomes especially important. Many students face limited internet access, high data costs, intermittent electricity, and varying levels of digital literacy. These realities directly affect participation in synchronous sessions, long video lectures, or high data activities. Because of this, we must intentionally design asynchronous options, keep videos short, provide downloadable material, and communicate expectations clearly. Structured discussion prompts, simple navigation, and consistent weekly routines help support self-regulation. By first understanding student characteristics broadly, and then applying that understanding to our Ethiopian context, we create inclusive, equitable, and socially engaging online learning environments. Instructor presence begins with intentional communication. A welcome video can humanize the instructor and establish a positive climate for the first week. Pedagogical wrappers are short framing messages that explain the purpose of the assignment and connect them to learning objectives. These help students understand why they're engaging in a task. Providing clear discussion guidelines sets expectations for participation. Timely feedback enhances immediacy, while addressing students by name builds intimacy and trust. Together, these strategies strengthen perceived presence. Discussions should be aligned with learning objectives and designed to promote deep learning. Open-ended prompts encourage analysis, synthesis, and reflection rather than simple recall. Scaffolding responses through follow-up questions supports deeper thinking. Clear expectations through rubrics guides cognitive, behavioral, and social engagement. Small groups of 4 to 5 students can increase meaningful interaction and reduce overload. Discussions should not feel like busy work. Instead, they should function as spaces for knowledge construction and collaborative learning. Emotional connections are essential for engagement. In online environments, emotional presence is created through personalized and conversational communication. Sharing appropriate personal stories helps humanize the instructor. Offering purposeful virtual office hours encourages students to seek clarification and support. Free-flow discussion spaces allow learners to share preferences, ask questions, and provide input about the course. As instructors, we must guide discussions without dominating them. Balanced involvement promotes learner autonomy. When students feel socially connected, they are more likely to develop self-efficacy, meaning they believe they can succeed in the course. This belief strengthens self-regulation and persistence. Deep learning occurs when learners analyze, synthesize, and apply knowledge while feeling emotionally and socially supported. Social presence supports not only participation, but meaningful intellectual engagement. By fostering a strong instructor presence, we directly influence student motivation and academic success. Social presence must be intentionally designed. It does not happen automatically in online environments. To strengthen social presence, we should design interactions intentionally, align discussions with learning objectives, use low bandwidth tools strategically, communicate consistently and personally, and begin building community from the first week of the course. When we set a positive climate and maintain thoughtful engagement throughout the semester, we transform online courses into meaningful learning communities that support student success.